everyone, and welcome to the Cheesycast, the sporadic artist online interview series podcast. I'm your host, Cheesymanfredo, aka Alfredo Morales, and with me here today is a problematic fave. Makes those doggy comics. You know him, you love him, you hate him. YoloswagStudios is in here. Damn, I forgot to ask you, what did you want me to call you during this interview?
Yeah, dude, I love that because people call me Yolo or Cream, but it's just Zack. Zack is more than enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I was debating it because sometimes people have like little preferences.
Little idiosyncrasies. Yeah, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Respect and I don't know. It's all silly. What about you? What do you prefer?
Whatever, Cheesy or Alfredo, I don't mind.
Alright.
Yeah, I've been in so many voice calls now where people just know my name as Cheesy that sometimes when I talk about myself in my head, I say Cheesy instead of Alfredo, and I'm like, oh man.
Yeah.
The alter ego, the alter ego is blending in with the real person.
Yeah, that means you're becoming too powerful. Your artistic ego.
Where does Bruce Wayne begin and Batman end? You know?
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Some cinematic parallels. It's very powerful.
All right. Okay. Let's talk. Actually, let's talk about you. Who are you?
Who are you, Zack? Who am I?
Yeah. What do you do?
I will be honest, I'm terrible with these types of questions, so if I do not cover a particular part that you want, just tell me, ask,
Don't
whatever.
worry about it. Yeah.
But, dude, I'm just a nobody who works in fast food, who doodles on the side, and I make goofy videos. That's mainly it. That's all there is to Zack and the YOLO empire.
All right. Okay, so we got that covered. Anyway, it's been a great podcast. Thank you for everyone watching.
Deuces. Yo, excellent.
Yeah, that's all you got to know about this guy.
That'd be a funny concept, not to interrupt, but like a podcast that was just like 30-second episodes where you just give a really rough rundown of like the interviewer. It might get too gimmicky after like the second or third. But
I had an idea for a podcast very similarly where it's kind of like I'll DM people like whoever I want to interview, I'll DM them the questions, and they just have to answer back, like they have to record themselves just answering the questions, and then I'll edit myself like kind of being a fucking weirdo. Like it's you ever seen Space Ghost? How there's this weird Yeah, there's like a weird disconnect between Space Ghost and the person they're interviewing, so it's kind of like...
Dude, you should try to animate some of them. That might be a good idea.
What I was gonna do is, my gimmick was that I was gonna do in my clown sona, in case your audience doesn't know, because if you know me, I have a clown sona called Pasta the Clown.
Oh, I thought it was Bongo.
Bongo? No, Bongo is my big titty manufactured waifu that I created.
Yeah, that's the one I want to have sex with.
Oh, base. I'm glad you like Bongo. Most people want to fuck Luna.
Which one? Is Luna the ghostly one?
Yeah.
She's got like a
fat
fucking
ass.
bad ass. Yeah, she got a fat ass. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's good to know.
Let's fuse them and get some big titty, big ass
I actually drew that one time. I'll show you that later. But what I was gonna say, what I was gonna do is I was gonna be in my clown sona, and I was gonna be in front of a green screen, and I was gonna do a thing where I interviewed different clowns, because I know a couple of like clowns in all sorts of little industries, right? And they would be behind me green screen, just answering like weird questions, and then my reaction would be just kind of a very weird. It's hard to describe, but just the disconnect between me and the person I'm interviewing is where the comedy comes from, you know?
Oh yeah, just like Space Ghost.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fuck. Should I bring this up now? I guess. Here's another podcast idea you might actually like, because I feel like it's up your alley. I had this idea, for the ultimate misogynistic podcast ever.
Oh, let's go. What is it?
Yeah. Okay, so basically, it's two guys, right? Uh-huh. It's two guys, and all they do is interview women. They only ever interview women. That's all they do, right? Mm-hmm. But how it works is that one guy would constantly be yelling and interrupting the female guest. Every time she talks, one of the guys would just keep yelling or talking over her or telling her to shut the fuck up, right? Meanwhile, the other guy is trying to convince her that the other guy isn't doing that.
Oh, this is awesome. This is like good cop, bad cop, gaslighting the
podcast. Yeah, it's like...
Yeah, this is awesome.
I think I pitched it as like, we're basically speed running the patriarchy.
Yeah, holy shit. Dude, that's a good idea.
I think it'd be good for like a skit. I don't see it like going on for too long.
Yeah. All that like gimmicky stuff can get boring, but I mean, fucking, that sounds like a good idea, bro. You should copyright that shit. The Misogycast.
Yeah, just might. Yeah. Even though like Misogycast. Even though I'm like, if people know me like on Twitter or social media, I'm a big SJW, if you will. I'm a massive SJW.
Yeah, right? I think the official term is SJW cuck. I think is the internet term.
I'm a cuck. I'm a snowflake. I'm a soy boy. I'm all those things.
I will say, I'm sure we might get into this later, but I appreciate people like you who are, based on like your Twitter stuff and a lot of stuff you interact with. Like, obviously, you're more of a left type leaning guy.
Oh, I'm very fucking left.
But there's no, but you're fine. Entertainment is entertainment in a sense. Like you're. You enjoy comics that might be politically incorrect or whatever, but
I feel like I have a pretty good like sense of like kind of like figuring out like where people stand. Like I don't know, I'm not me trying to fellatiate myself. It's like I have the fucking spidey sense for political ideologies, but like I don't know. Like the thing is like I laugh at a lot of fucking like edgy shit. Like I like your stuff. I think it's really funny. I like show it to people and whatnot. It's funny, when I first like found out about you, I first thought you were probably like is this guy like some sort of like white nationalist or something?
Yeah, bro. I fucking there's someone you and Jiggy are friends with, Olske.
Yeah, Olske.
I love their art. I'm obsessed, and I found them like a year ago maybe, and I started liking their stuff and following them. And as soon as I started following him, he immediately made this post that was like, I shouldn't even have to say this, but white nationalists are not allowed to follow me. And then I immediately got soft blocked, and I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck?
Oh, no.
Does this guy think I'm a fucking, like, white nationalist? Like, what the fuck? But I didn't want to, I don't know, I don't like bothering people. Like, he can have his own opinion, I don't want to bother him.
I actually do talk to him a lot, in a lot of voice chats. He is a friend of... Look, don't worry. I got your back. I'll cover for you.
Hey, no worries.
That's usually how it actually helped. That's usually how I kind of like figured out that you were okay. Because like I started reading a couple of your comics, and you weren't like. Here's the thing. So like if you're a fucking racist person and you make comic, you kind of like love to repeat the same joke over and over again. If you're a racist, I mean, they have their like barrel of racist transphobic jokes they pull from like and they use over and over again, right? But you don't do that. I feel like you have your own jokes you repeat. You do like a lot of gay jokes, but I don't think I would ever call any of your jokes like homophobic, really. I think one of my favorite comics you made was the angry gay video game nerd.
Dude, it's so funny you say that, because that was one of the ones that, like... And it's always like this. Maybe you can say the same thing, but, like, when I was making that, it's like, dude, no one is going to find this funny but me. Like, no one's going to enjoy this comic. But then it's, like, one of my more popular ones. It's like, I don't know.
Well, it's like I feel like the punchline is good, and also, like, it's based on someone popular, right? Like,
yeah.
And it's a very funny premise. Like, oh yeah, what if like one of the bars of quality for the angry video game nerd was if a game was like gay enough,
had gay sex, something just like, so goofy like that. I thought was fun.
Yeah, there's no gay sex. I mean, I love shit like that. Like when people have like weird little like priorities.
Yeah, well, like, this is and we can get into this a little later, but when I interacted more with the more right wing comic people. Yeah. The part of the reason I got sucked in is there's this, and my girlfriend always gives me shit for this all the time, but I don't know, on the internet, or you can think that the quote unquote enemy or people who have different beliefs than you aren't and it's like we talked about earlier, like you're fairly left wing, but you're clearly not like, you understand when something's humorous and you can tell when someone's actually bad.
I
You know
used
what
to
I mean?
be. I used to be very like. I used to go by my gut reaction. Like I still have gut reaction to things, but I kind of like. Well, hold up. Because sometimes like things aren't what they seem, right? And like, cause sometimes like I make an edgy joke. I actually, if I ever make an edgy joke and someone doesn't like it, I tend to delete it because I mean, no sweat off my back, really. To me, jokes are like a dime a dozen. Oh fuck! I interrupted you. What were you? Were you on? You were in the middle of something, weren't you?
No. Yeah, my brain will come back to it.
Word. But yeah, it's just like with the whole I think yeah, I was looking for your stuff and I thought like, well, this guy doesn't seem like a right winger. He just doesn't have that vibe. Found out his girlfriend is trans. And I thought, okay, that kind of makes it lean one way. Although I'm not saying all trans people are perfect. There's fucking right wing trans people too, right?
Oh yeah.
Surprisingly, yeah. But I think what really helped was when because I was friends with Jig before I even knew you existed, and I think Jig vouched for you, right? They're all like, oh no, Zack is cool. He's a cool dude. He's nothing like, even though he's fucking mutuals with Stone Toss, he's nothing like him. And I'm like, okay, good. That's good to know.
Well, it's funny because Jiggy and I think I dragged Jiggy into it. You know, if anyone wants to ever be mad with Jiggy for interacting with Stone, get mad at me. It was my fault. But Jiggy and I kind of showed up in that, not crew or group, but we started talking to those types of people at the same time.
Yeah.
Kind of because, and I was under that conception of like, you know, all these people are calling these types of people racist. They're clearly just doing jokes, whatever. So... oh, you know, Jiggy, I'll bring her in, and, you know, I just met these people, they seem to just want to have a good time, whatever. But, yeah, I kind of dragged her into that on accident, but, yeah.
Yeah, no, I get you. I did, oh yeah, by the way, to listeners, Zach's got his own podcast called, the Sissy Hypno Hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might, I don't know if that sounds appealing to people, but...
just a loose-form comedy gabagool podcast.
Yeah,
nothing too crazy.
Yeah, it's him and his girlfriend, and they have a little dynamic going. Zack is the wacky one, and Daff, she's like the straight man.
Whoa, straight man, whoa.
Straight man, not in my house.
Woman.
Oh yes, she's the straight woman. But yeah, they have kind of a Key and Peele thing going for them. But anyway, yeah, so after like Jig out for you, I started checking out your stuff.
Hell
and I thought, oh, this guy isn't that bad. This guy's pretty funny, actually. And I think what also kind of helped is that I saw other kind of like lefties like follow you too. And I think the one thing that really made me like convinced, okay, so this guy clearly isn't like a right winger. Or like, I mean, I don't know what you are really, but you don't seem like right wing. You seem a little bit more liberal. Just a liberal that likes edgy jokes, which is funny.
Yeah.
But I think it was that one comic you made where it's like that like big, there's like a slug man or something, and he's all like, oh, you don't understand, I gotta hide my identity because my people are being targeted, right? And then you reply with like, all you do is type out that you want to kill N-words on Twitter all day, and then the little slug replies with, help, I'm being white genocide.
Dude, and that was like literally, I got a lot of flack from like the right wing and whatever and all the Stone Toss people because, oh, you're exaggerating, but it's like, as soon as I started interacting with these people, that was literally like, I'm being persecuted, and I'd go to their profile and it was just like, N. It's like, dude, you brought it on yourself, half of these people, like, it was, yeah.
It's funny because like it's like these people kind of like want to say that people have like a victim complex, but it's like white genocide sounds like the most like if you actually look up what white genocide is, like no one is getting killed. It's just like
literally yeah, like because the McDonald's commercial had a black man and a white woman, you're subconsciously like, I can't mate. It's dude, if you're literally that susceptible to a McDonald's commercial that you're not going to continue your genetic lineage, you shouldn't continue your genetic lineage. You should die. Like, come on.
I think what I also is funny about white genocide because it kind of assumes I'm good at picking up like women when I'm not like being a brown guy. I'm not good with picking up any women. So
no,
like,
but bro,
I
you
gonna...
should be smooth and like charismatic because you're brown. Like that's just how it is, bro. I mean, you can probably dance too, huh?
Yeah, I do a little jig. All right, that was very racist of you to assume that I dance. I do. I totally dance. I love
do you actually?
I yeah, I like to get fucking stupid drunk and like dance.
That's when I'll dance too, but like I would never say I like dancing. Drunk me likes dancing, but not like regular.
I unironically do like little happy dances when I'm very excited.
Oh, I kind of have. Daphne always makes fun of me. Like if I'm eating something I really like, there's a little wiggle motion kind of comes into play. The happy dance.
Yeah, no, I like to dance. I don't know if I'm any good at it, but I think it's fun.
Hell yeah.
I go to concerts where like the music is very like calm and chill. Mm-hmm. Like I like a lot of artists that play like a lot of calm and chill music, but I get stupid drunk and I just start dancing. Like I just start dancing really hard.
Hell yeah.
Just very calm music, and I've been getting kind of like a little bit of notoriety because when I did that at a do you know Home Shake? You ever heard of the artist Home Shake?
No.
Oh yeah, well I went to his concert and he plays very chill music, but I was like fucking destroying the dance floor. And later at my work, a person came up to me and said like, "Hey, were you at a Home Shake concert a couple days ago?" And I'm like, yeah. And they told me like, "Oh, were you the guy who was like really fucking dancing?"
Oh hell yeah!
Like, oh
dude.
yeah, that was me.
The dancing man. That's fresh as hell.
The only person that dances, the singular dancer himself.
When you say like chill music, what is this guy like? Lo-fi.
It's
kind of.
I don't know because I've heard that because apparently like the definition of lo-fi, like a lot of people.
It's pretty broad. It's pretty broad. Yeah.
Yeah. But he's very like it's very like calm. He does that thing where like, I think he adds like a lot of filters to like his own like voice that it's kind of hard to tell. Yeah. Like it's kind of hard to say what he's like really singing. It's very like kind of like quiet.
Nice.
Yeah, but fuck. Anyway, back to. Okay, here's my other question about you. Like, how did you get into making like comics? Cause like I listened to enough like Sissy Hypno hour that I'm kind of like. I feels like you were doing something else before you were doing comics. Like you had a different career path going for you.
Kinda. I mean, I always wanted to do like acting stuff, you know, but I'd never like pursued it aside from like stupid little, you know, videos and stuff. Dude, it's funny, but back when I thought like most of those like Stone Toss comics and stuff were just comedy. Or like that they could just be excuses comedy and like you could have jokes like that and stuff. I saw those in college, and I went to a very like left leaning school. A lot of just like rich, super rich, pampered kids who pretended they were cared or whatever. So you know they'd be complaining about comics and stuff like that, and I'd look at them and be like, "Oh, this one made me chuckle." And there was just kind of just this idea of like, "Oh, I could do this." Like, I could hop into this. So that's kind of how that all started. And then because of that, it was like, because I had seen, like, Stone's comics, it was like, maybe I'll hit this guy up and see if I could animate one or something. And that's kind of how that, like, friendship originally started, too. And,
when did you, is that when you started going, were you using the name YoloSwag before that? Or is that when you, like, created the name?
Yeah, that was like that came out of like, I don't know, there's a time in like college where everyone was using that unironically, and then I was like, oh, I'm going to start saying this like just to be a dick. Like, oh, fresh. YOLO, bro. Swag. Like I'd say it to my teachers, and then all my buddies started doing it, and I was like, oh, hell yeah. Trendsetter. YoloswagStudios. I'll just call myself that.
That's pretty good. I think that phrase was popular when I was starting high school, I think.
YoloSwag?
Yeah, well, YOLO specifically. A lot of us younger people were already using swag. I mean, not me, because I was like an uptight nerd at the time. I thought I was better than people.
Yeah.
How
old are you, by the way? What are you, 22?
I just became 25 yesterday, actually.
Oh, I did see that post. Happy belated.
Thank you.
25's good, bro. It's all downhill after that, though.
That's what my work mentor told me.
I just turned 27. I'm ready to throw myself from a cliff. It's excellent.
Base. Well, hopefully you could pump out a couple more bangers.
One or two.
Comics before.
1 or 2.
Yeah, at least 1 or 2. Yeah, before you kick the bucket, you know.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and then when did you start the YoloSwag like website?
The website, which is currently down because
I noticed
some gabagool. There's some drama going on with that, but the website I must have started in maybe end of 2018, started 2019. But it was I never really knew what to do with it. I other comic artists just kept telling me I had to have a website, so I was like,
yeah,
all right, it'll be my little receptacle for all my comics, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's smart because there's just so many places. There's a lot of places you can post it, but like if you don't have control of the site, you don't know what the fuck they're gonna do to your comic.
Oh yeah, I have tons that like get banned and stuff. Or I had one. I don't know if you saw the recent one, not most recent, but it was like the stimulus one.
Oh yeah,
and
I saw that one.
I'm pretty sure it was these group of people who were saying, because I said Mitch McConnell looked like a reptile because he looks like a turtle. And
people were assuming anti-Semitic.
Yeah, and it got banned on Facebook, and I had to like go in and counter appeal, and they finally were like, yeah, it's not anti-Semitic, like your comic's fine. But stuff's crazy that people can like.
That's the thing. The way I kind of do it is like when people like start calling like people like lizards or reptiles, you kind of have to see how they say it or how they use it specifically.
Yeah.
So if they do it like once, like, oh, Mitch McConnell looks like a turtle. Well, you know, he does, right?
Yeah.
But like if you say like, oh, Mitch McConnell is like a lizard,
is a money grubbing lizard or something.
Is a money grubbing lizard, a long nosed money grubbing.
Yeah,
lizard.
yeah. Then it's like, all right.
It's like, okay, hold up, buddy.
Hey, yo,
slow down there.
Yeah.
Whoa, cool it with the anti-Semitic remarks.
Whoa.
But I'm trying to think what else. I think I also another one of your comics that I really like is it's the one where it's like the 5G tower.
Oh, the 5G. That was my first of the Garrison Onion type comics.
Oh yeah, I like those. I like how kind of like it's very much like have you ever read Kelly?
Yeah, he's the Onion guy.
Yeah. All of his are like weird, kind of specific, arbitrary problem kind of stuff almost. Mm-hmm. I like how I like the 5G one, especially because it's like I'm thinking about it right now. I really like how the guy's just kind of like frozen by the fucking 5G rays, and he's like, I need to have sex with men's butts.
Yeah, it's like just came to his head.
And I just love that there's like a giant like businessman without his shirt. Big hobo.
Oh yeah. Oh,
that was pretty good.
Dude, those are like whenever I make those, I'm like, oh, this is so stupid. No one's gonna find it funny. No one will think this is like. People will tell it's so satirical that it's like it's stupid, and then I get like 100,000 people like, this is. Can you believe people believe this? This guy's racist. Like he thinks 5G, and it's like, dude, how are you people that dumb?
It's it's fucking interesting. Even though I'm like. Hardcore fucking lefty, I still get motherfuckers like those on my ass.
They're so annoying.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, people just everyone. Like, I agree when people say like, yeah, both sides could get pissed off. They could get both like incredibly fucking annoying. You know, It doesn't matter like what your political ideology is. You could still be fucking annoying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. One time you ever heard of there's a game that came out. It was like popular during the summer. It was called Helltaker.
I have not. It's not that 2D Dark Souls type one, is it?
No, it was like a puzzle style game, but people only really cared because there was like a harem of like hot demon chicks that everyone liked.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah, and but the thing is that they all kind of looked the same. Like they all looked a little too similar.
With the white-haired bitches.
Yeah, white-haired. Yeah. So
and the one was like a goat or something.
Yeah, exactly. So I made like a post saying like, oh, which one's your favorite Helltaker girl? And it was that picture of like the
white guys. I saw this. Yeah.
Yeah. And I posted that. I actually stole that joke. I'm gonna admit that. I stole the picture, but I changed the setup. Like, because the original person just put Helltaker girls and posted that pictures, but I added like a setup. I'm like, oh, which one's your favorite? And then it's like,
yeah, you made it better.
Yeah, exactly. You're welcome. And I mean, at least I got the death threats. You know, he didn't, so it's fine.
Oh, there you go. Oh, people were that mad over it?
Well, people were calling me an ableist.
Oh my god.
Because they said that, oh, you're an ableist because the creator is colorblind, and I'm like, what?
How does them being colorblind have anything to do with a character design?
Okay, first of all, like, how am I supposed to know that?
Yeah.
Second, if you look back at these, because this guy makes other stuff too. He's made like other animations, and he's like drawn characters with different colors. Like, I think he has, even though he's colorblind, he has a really good grasp of color. You know,
well,
so
people also don't realize that colorblind, there's only like some colors you have issues with. People think it's like, I only see in black and white, but it's not quite that. So like even then, it's like stupid to have that criticism tossed at you.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. I can't wait to get like, I feel like one of these days someone's gonna call me out for like VillainVerse.
In what sense?
So you haven't read it, right?
No, not yet.
Oh yeah, well, like there ain't really spoilers, but we mostly follow a character called the Villain, and in the story of VillainVerse, he's like the most evil being in the universe, right? He's like the most evil person ever, right? Mm-hmm. And he's like a green goblin looking guy, right? And but what's kind of like, I'm kind of like, I'm not really scared, but I'm kind of like wondering if this would ever happen. Like if someone comes up, someone makes a post saying, "Oh, Cheesymanfredo's anti-Semitic because the villain looks like a Jewish stereotype because he has like a long nose and he has a lot of gold. Actually, everything he has on him is gold, right?"
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's considered the most evil being in the universe, right? And that was all accidental. I just like goblin-looking people, and I thought like he just looked like a goblin. I just dig that, you know.
Oh, me too. That aesthetic's fresh as hell. See, this is what's so funny though about this is that's like, dude, you're so left, and like a good dude, you got a good head on your shoulders, and it's like even you are like, oh fuck, am I gonna get canceled over this just because I drew a character with a big nose? You know, it's it's whack. It's wacky.
It is. I mean, like, hopefully, because like there is this wider like thing. I guess I'm trying to like. So like I feel like there's this wider thing I am gonna try to say with like VillainVerse by the end. By the end, there's gonna be like the big philosophical VillainVerse question dropped, right? Mm-hmm. And there's like a lot of reasons for the things I do. Right, it's just that right now it just looks like a wacky like space adventure. I mean, it's gonna be a wacky space adventure till the end, right? Like that's never gonna change.
Right,
it's never gonna get super serious. I joke about it a lot, but I'm not gonna do the ending where it's like, the villain turns to the camera and says, "But the real villain was capitalism."
Right.
Like I'm not, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Damn, I think Let me look for my questions right now that I got for you. Yeah.
How many before you ask? How many books do you have out? Just was there two or just the first one right now?
I got two. I call them combo books because they always have 2 installments in them.
Oh, word.
Yeah. So the first one has the prologue and chapter 1, and the second one has chapter 2, and chapter 3, and Yeah, and also, I did like a little backup comic in one of my friend's comics. His name is Ben Sane. He's actually the first artist I ever interviewed for this series.
Oh, cool.
And he had a comic called The Vapors, and in the back of that, he has a bunch of like little mini comics drawn by like everyone he knows, and there's one of mine in there too. So
is it like a prologue or just like a little sneak peek?
He has like the Vapors, his story, The Vapors, is like his own story, right?
Right.
And there's like little mini comics that are like they're like stories that they're basically spin-offs of the Vapor stories, but drawn by other people, you know.
Right.
And I drew one of them, right?
Oh, word.
So so that's everything that has my like comics in it. Yeah, how many don't you have like a physical do you have physical copies or do you just have stickers? I forget.
I just have like stickers, and then I have a couple on like magnets and stuff, but I've never done the print stuff yet. It'd be cool eventually.
Yeah, it'd be cool. You could since you're like edgy, you could be like, oh, too hot for Twitter or something.
Yeah. I was thinking that might be a good call.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of that, I wanted to know, is there any like, how long have you been like drawing, like just doing art? You know?
My art is very much like, it looks like something you'd like pass your friend in school.
Yeah.
You know, like on a note of like the principal drawn with like a dick on his head, and that's because like that's kind of, I mean, that's like where my drawing started. You know, my homework and shit. I've never done any courses or training. Obviously, I think people can tell that.
Yeah,
but
who cares? Yeah.
I'd get in trouble though, like with teachers and shit. I remember one day, like my teacher maybe I got sent home with my homework because I had drawn on the back. And, like, this whole thing, like, I needed to pay more attention to math, and, like, these silly cartoons were never going to do anything for me. Fuck you, teacher.
Well, look where I am now. I work fast food.
I will say, she got the last laugh because she molested me in, like, 6th grade. So she did get the last laugh. But, unfortunately, other than that...
Internet edgelord not so tough after getting molested. Damn.
I know. I thought she was hot at the time, though. I'm sure there's severe psychological trauma, but...
we'll see. We'll see in a couple of years. We'll see how that goes. Zack finally snaps. Everyone download his comics so he doesn't start burning them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think I used to doodle in school too. I used to doodle so much that I kind of found the perfect strategy to never get caught.
What's the plan?
Well, okay, this is how you do it. For any like high schoolers who listen to my YouTube, first of all, don't, because I don't want to get fucking in trouble. But if you don't give a shit. The strategy is that you get like the line paper, right? You get those single sheet like line papers, right? Every beginning of school year, I would buy like a pack of them, and so you have it right in front of you, right? And it's like blank, right? And like the perception is the teacher thinks you're gonna take notes with it, right? But the thing is that under it, I have a second one, right?
Hey.
So what I do is that like what I do is like I slide the second one out. And from far away, it just kind of looks like the piece of paper is like big, but actually it's like second one under it. And I would just draw on that piece of paper.
Hell yeah!
And every time the teacher came by, I would slip it under, and like it just looks like one sheet of paper.
Bro, you're wise. I could
that was
that method.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I would have told you it sooner.
Yeah,
but
way to go, bro.
It's that's how I would do, because I would just constantly doodle in class. Some of my fucking best ideas came out from just doodling in class.
Who, Bongo's ass?
Oh
Bongo's
yeah, no,
tits,
that was I think that was after I broke up with my last partner.
Word.
And I got really big into clown fetish. But the problem is that there wasn't no clown girls that could appeal to me. I'm like, oh, I like clown girls, but none of these clown girls are doing it for me. And I thought, you know what? I guess I just gotta do it myself. So then I made the ultimate clown girl. I manufactured my own waifu, you know?
Hell yeah. Bro, I'll be real. Sometimes I'll see some pictures of these, like, sexy fetish clown bitches, and I'm like, whoa. Something's going on. Some sort of... I kind of like this shit, but I don't know why, but...
You ever... for my birthday yesterday, I did a stream where I showed my friends a film that's very near and dear to my heart. And that was Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Oh, I saw that film in middle school, and I literally just based my whole personality on it.
Hell yeah.
It influenced me, like, even till this fucking day. Like, I have a lot of close friends who would watch that movie and then tell me I make a little bit more sense.
Oh, that's good.
It explains a lot of what goes on in the old noggin up here. Yeah,
check it out. It's like that's like old B-roll.
It's
B-roll.
late 80s. I think it came out in 1988.
Word.
It's pretty good. It's also it's a pretty short film. It's not, I mean, it's a film, but it's not like 2 hours.
Wait
it's
a minute. Is this the one where the clowns put them in these like pods and then suck their blood out?
Yeah, they have a gun that turns people into cotton candy.
Yes.
And that kills them. And they have them, and they take them up to their spaceship, and then they have these silly straws where they like suck like they're liquefied
I have
inside.
seen this, bro. I have seen that. I remember being scared as like a little kid.
When I was a little kid, I was very like, I mean, in middle school, if you want to call that a little kid, but I was very obsessed with like this movie. I was like, oh my god, like just something about this movie just clicked right in my brain. Like it just hit the right like. It activated the correct synapses in my fucking brain, and I'm like, this is telling me something. I think I know where my career path is going.
Very nice.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to ask you, do you have any like direct, like artistic inspirations, or like or other artists you like kind of take a little bit from, or other artists that kind of like, other artists that aren't racist? I mean.
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of artists I think I admire. I don't know if I generally like. What's up?
I was gonna ask you if you were ever a fan of Cyanide and Happiness.
I remember in like early high school I saw a couple of those and thought they were pretty witty. But I don't know, stuff like that. I don't know. The art style is not, I can't really talk because I can't draw either. But the stickman stuff, it always feels like gimmicky to me, and I just lose interest very quick. But I mean, there's people like Jiggy who I like look up to. I wouldn't say I use her art as like inspo, but like
I use their art.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I use their art as inspo, but I do that to their face, and she's always like, "Hey, come on." Get it right. I'm like, oh, my bad.
That's fine. But I got you.
Yeah.
No, I love Jake's stuff. Is really
the best.
Good. Yeah.
The rumors say that even old Stone Toss took inspo from the old Jiggy. Some of his
there would
hands.
be. Here's a serious question. Is Stone Toss really schmorky? Yes or no?
Dude, I wish Stone was actually schmorky. That would be such a cool little plot
That would
twist.
be a very interesting wild ride. Imagine all the fucking little down the rabbit hole videos that would be made about him if that happened. Like,
for months.
My God, fucking twist.
For months that shit would happen. But no, I can confirm, I think, without a doubt, that he is not schmorky.
Oh, word.
You heard it here first, folks.
Okay, I guess damn. I'm gonna go to my fucking conspiracy theory wall where I'm trying to decipher his identity. So I can find out where he lives, so I can beat him up.
Yeah, hey.
Don't tell him I said that.
No, I don't really talk to the guy too much.
It's fine. I got you. What do you? I guess I could just jump to this question and see where that goes. But what's the plan, Zach? Where are you gonna go with comics, or if comics be your end goal? Where you think about heading to with your art? I guess.
Well, it's funny because it's like comics were never, and still I don't think they are the end goal in the sense like I don't want to be known for those, if that makes sense. I look at them as like a vehicle. If I could get big with that or get like a little attention on me, maybe I could. And obviously this is like stupid thinking, very, very pipe dream, whatever. But like maybe I could leverage it into like being a showrunner, TV show, something, or getting into voice acting. But yeah, I think a little clout once I get it behind me, I can leverage it into like a better job. I just don't want to work fast food anymore, bro. That's the dream.
That is the dream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is kind of like me, because originally I wasn't even gonna. I did want to do comics, but kind of as a side thing. My main focus for the longest time was to become a filmmaker. Yeah, back in high school, I used to do a lot of little short films with my friends.
Oh, me too. Me too.
Yeah. Yeah, this shit was sick. And then after high school, I just originally like to kind of like make my parents happy. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go to community college to get like a business associate's. Meanwhile, I just did a bunch of short films. Like I did as much short films as I can. But after a good while, it's like all the like everything I invested into making like little films and videos, like I didn't really see a return on investment. Like it just wasn't worth it, like financially.
Right.
And like I just kept canceling projects, not just because of finances, but for like just, and I guess it is for finances. Like the shit about like films, like the more complicated you want to make a film, the more money it usually takes. And unless you just don't give a shit, yeah, you can just do whatever the fuck you want. But yeah, it just took too much out of me, and I switched back to making comics, and that actually, like, I saw a return on investment pretty fast. Like, it wasn't that much, but it was just, I was making way more than I ever was, like, doing, like, short films or YouTube videos,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I do eventually want to go back to making films.
What do you like, directing or kind of,
directing,
DP?
I like directing, writing, I like, I did all my storyboards because, like, I'm an artist. I'm going to do my fucking storyboards.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And I like cinematography. I like writing. Yeah, like I would probably do like the majority. I always liked it when like, if I could, I would have like a little team of people. Like, I mean, that's another thing too. Like, making little short films with your friends is so fucking easy because none of you guys have jobs or responsibilities. So it's just like, oh yeah, it's just we're making a short film, but we're also hanging out, and that's really fucking cool. But like, all my friends are fucking getting older. They all have jobs. They all have like lives and whatnot, and it's like, yeah, we're all just too busy with fucking being an adult to make little short films that none of us ever see a return on investment.
That sucks.
Yeah,
aging.
At least aging is bad. It's a terrible invention. I don't even know why.
Oh yeah,
I don't know who thought of this fucking. Yeah, so that's why I switched over to comics because it's just easy. I can pump those out faster. I just have to worry about myself,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's just how that shit is. Yeah, you ever I was ever wondering. Do you ever thought about kind of like, because I know you mostly do kind of like your little your comic is like a gag a day comic almost, right?
Yeah.
You ever consider doing something kind of like a longer form story or whatnot? Not like something serious, like you could have your still like sense of humor, but just a little bit longer,
I've thought about it. I was gonna do one where like how I met, or not how I met, but kind of just the early. Well, I guess what those dog and giraffe comics I do are kind of like that. They're just like stories about me and my girlfriend. But I wanted to do one about like moving to LA and kind of what LA is like as somebody like wasn't born or raised here. But it just kept being too similar to that what's his name, Matt Groening, the guy with The Simpsons. His like first comic, or like how he got started. And How? Yeah, you probably already knew exactly, but it just seemed like it would just be that, and it's like, oh, him and me draw both terribly. It would just be the same shit,
Yeah, you and him both draw in CalArt style.
Oh yeah, except I wasn't on the Epstein flight logs like he was, getting foot rubs from small women. So
no, you were you were in the
R. Kelly flight logs.
You were in the Stone chat. You were in the Stone
chat. Oh yeah, fuck,
chat.
That's worse. That's worse. God damn it.
We're looking. Yeah, no, they got me.
Fuck.
Whatever. I feel like, because when I read your stuff, it reminds me a lot of. You ever heard of a comic called Meg, Mog and Owl?
No.
Okay, you ever seen the movie Trainspotting?
Yeah.
Okay, so imagine if someone made like a comic series that basically is like Trainspotting, but all the characters are like kind of just like little, like they're like monsters, right? And it's like they're a bunch of like degenerate stoners, kind of like just waste of space type of people, and they get into all these like comedic situations. That's like what Meg, Mog and Owl is, and I recommend you I feel like you'll like it. I recommend
check
you
it out. It's Meg, Mog and Owl.
It's I'll spell it out for you because it's like with 2 G's, so it's like Meg, Mog, and Owl. And I think you'll dig it. Yeah, the creator. I met the creator before. His name is Simon Heselman.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, he's a really fucking cool guy. I met him like 3 times, like at San Diego Comic-Con. I mean, I think I mentioned before in other podcasts, like I live like in San Diego, I guess.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, and so I go to San Diego Comic-Con when I get the chance, and I met him there, and he's a really cool guy. And I think the second time I met him, I told him about Bongo and Luna, which was like my comic before doing VillainVerse, and I told him about like me having a clown fetish, and he was very intrigued with the idea of a clown fetish, and he gave me, because he does a lot of cross dressing, so he gave me like a piece of his wig, for being like a little degenerate fetishes.
Oh, word.
Right, yeah. And then the next year at Comic-Con, I show up as Pasta the Clown in my full like clown getup, and I remind him about that story, and then in return I give him a piece of my clown wig.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Dude, I looked it up and I actually am familiar. These are always people always use them as like reaction images and shit, right?
Oh yeah. It's really good. If I were to recommend one of their the book I would recommend to check out is called Mega Hex.
Mega Hex?
The thing is that like
Meg
Mog, the thing is that like Meg Mog and Owl is it's like, you know, like in The Simpsons when they would just have like episodes where everyone like dies at the end and then it's back to status quo the next time.
Yeah.
So Meg Mog and Owl is like very inconsistent with like what exactly the status. There is a status quo, but like whatever is actually like a real thing like affects like the other shit, you know.
Right, non-continuity or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I think you dig that, and there's like one specific character who's kind of like the big the big like kind of like agent of chaos almost of the series, and his name is Werewolf Jones, and he's like this ultimate like junkie stoner like piece of shit who's always like the one doing like the craziest shit in the series. And there's a story, there's a comic in there where he tries to do something crazy at a party. He gets like a cheese grater and he starts like cheese grating like a piece of his balls, like his fucking testicles, right? Just to like show how much of a fucking freak he is. And and I told I think I asked Simon about that, and he told me that he actually did see that happen once.
Oh jeez.
Because he grew up in Tanzania. Like,
oh wow.
That's like and he was like lower income, and like so he was just surrounded by people who were like that. So like everything in the comic is kind of like a little bit pseudo autobiographical, you know.
I like that stuff.
Yeah, me too. So I'm thinking like you could probably do that with your like LA comic. You know, you could have your little weird shit, but then also be it like pseudo autobiographical, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, maybe I will dabble in that, or try to stick my head back in that long form waters.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, probably, because I want to see more. I want to see more comics. I really think you're really good. I think you have a lot of potential to become big. I mean, I think you're bigger than me. I think you got way more followers than me.
Yeah, followers don't mean anything. It's all about hits and interaction and yada yada.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know. I mostly value them as kind of like, when I eventually do my VillainVerse Kickstarter, there's like a certain amount of followers I would like to have.
Just
yeah. Like it's successful,
that's true.
right?
But fuck it, man, it's embarrassing as hell when, like, I'm trying to think. I guess, like, some of the big news companies, you can see it, what I'm talking about mainly, but it's always weird when someone has, like, 3.7 billion followers and they can't even get, like, 2 likes on a tweet. You ever see that shit?
Yeah, I do.
That's always, like, ugh, that, like, breaks my heart.
It's like, but those always kind of come off as a little manufactured to me.
Oh yeah, like they had to have bought.
Yeah, they're kind of like fake. Yeah. Almost, you know, like they don't. That's not like natural. Like that guy just started the account, and then since he was part of a company, they're kind of like, okay, well, everyone like, you know, follow this guy, blah blah, and like, you know, to just manufacture the numbers, right? But you don't have to fucking interact with anything they post, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think my strategy is kind of like, I post art, right? So I post like good looking art, and that gets like a lot of people interact with it, right? And they like my art, right? But then what I do is like I retweet a bunch of political stuff, right? And that's kind of like my gauntlet. Right. If they like my art and they see me just berate them with political stuff and they stick around, then I know they're cool. Right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because like that's kind of how I kind of like ease out people I don't want to fuck with, right? Like if I post something and then one of my followers like just said some stupid shit to it, and the thing that's so fucking annoying is like when you retweet something, and then one of your followers replied to it, but you're still attached to that retweet, so you see the reply, right? And it's always like it's always like something stupid, and I'm like, oh my god, and then that's when I know like, okay, I'm not gonna fuck with this guy, and then I like soft block him.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, that's like kind of the cleaning house aspect of it. That's like, even though I got flack for that Slugman comics, like it really helped getting like, getting rid of the people. Like I post a picture of a cat and it's like, this cat is Jewish or something, just like this type of annoying people that you don't want interacting. Yeah. It's so stupid, but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of nice getting rid of those peeps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
Now you just got to figure out how to get rid of the ones that are gonna cancel you over large-nosed characters. You know what I'm saying? Is
true. I don't know if I got any of those.
No, I'm sure. I mean, fine.
I'm very contentious. I kind of like posting like a tweet that I know will piss off people. Like
me too. Me too.
Yeah, like a weird sexual frill. Like, oh yeah, they're getting mad. Yeah.
Yeah. It feels good. Let me get off on their rage.
Oh yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Man, this never before seen story. This is first time being told on your podcast, so you're welcome.
Oh, awesome. But,
exclusive. But that little fucking, that Hedgewick guy? He's this stone clone. He's like this 15-year-old child, bro. It's so embarrassing.
He's 15?
Yeah, he's young. Well, he might be 16.
That makes sense.
Might be 16 now. I'm doxing his age. I don't give a shit. But like I made that like Slugman comic, and the dude was in my inbox like crying, like, dude, how dare you, like, you have to call out the left now if you're gonna call out the right, and like,
oh my god,
dude, so crazy. I don't even remember the point I brought this up. Maybe I'm just being vindictive, but it felt good, bro. It was because the enjoying people getting angry, that really made me feel good. Even though he's a kid, I shouldn't be picking on children, but
he doesn't. If you don't know how old they are, it's fine to kind of pick on them. Like, I mean, hey man, why did you want to fucking make yourself be the Nazi clone comic guy, bro? I don't know why you decided to be that.
Yeah, I mean, he loves it, and it's like, with Stone, even to this day, there's still bits of me that's like, he's just wrapped up. He likes the attention too much for him to denounce the bad eggs, if that makes sense. Obviously, it's more nuanced than that. But you literally go to the Hedgewick dude's account, and it's like, race mixing is the worst thing in the whole world. Like fucking essays about race mixing, and it's like,
oh my god,
dude, this dude clearly is like unhinged. And again, the guy, he's a child. He probably doesn't even have solid beliefs. He just wants to appear cool, whatever. But I mean, I don't like. It's tough to openly want to even associate or even anything with those types of people. Like, it's so fucked.
I think the whole Antoon drama like kind of really fucked over a lot of those guys in the end, because it's like, I don't know if you ever seen any like of the you ever see the Daft Pina video about Antoon?
I did see it.
Yeah, I thought it was very interesting when like I think Antoon admitted that he does all these beliefs, like he posts all the like these racist beliefs. But the fact that it was getting him like a lot of friends, like he was making a little small group, like a small circle of like friends. I mean, they're all racist, but he had like friends, right? And it was kind of like, I guess, becomes like an easy like avenue to like make friends with people. I mean, also I'm pretty sure he does kind of believe in a lot of the things he says.
Oh, yeah, I mean, well, you could tell he does, because, like, he tried to say he didn't, and then he released, I don't know if you saw his response video, I think it got deleted, but Daphne and I tried to, like, do a watch it and review it, and it was just, like, the most, like, poor me, like, picturing himself as, like, Christ on the cross, like, fuck it.
Oh,
it's like, dude,
God.
You've brought all this shit on yourself, like, come on. And look, I'll be the first to say that who's the person he was arguing with, Puppy Chan?
Antoons or
I think he was arguing with Puppy Chan.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
some
yeah.
person. They don't seem like the most maybe they not stable. That might not be the right word, but they seem like they could get into arguments too. And they're a young person too, so I get that how they both started fighting, but it's so clearly like.
Isn't Ansel way older
off.
He's like
he's like 33 or some shit.
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
he just started like why are you picking fights? Like at least with you keep your fights in the DMs, I guess.
In the DM, and like if someone comes at me or if someone's like really coming at them, but like it was all like this like I don't know, it was so goofy. I don't know.
That you talking about the DM, like people in your DMs. It reminds me one time I went on a very popular like podcast, and like as a joke. We were talking about Scott the Woz, and I said, oh, and someone's like, who's Scott the Woz? And I'm like, oh, Scott the Woz, he's like John Trump and not racist. Mm-hmm. And someone got very mad with me for making that joke. There was a couple of people mad in the comments saying, like, John isn't racist. And then, like, a guy went into my DMs, and they wanted to, like, kind of debate me on John being racist. And I'm like, so bro, what? Goofy. And he said some weird shit. He was saying like, "Do you even know about the 4 races?" And I'm like, "What?"
Oh, jeez.
What
does that even mean?
Yeah, but here's the funny thing. Like, he was a brony. He had like a fucking pony avatar, and he just had pony shit on his account. So I fucked with him a little when he said the 4 races. I'm kind of like, oh yeah, I know the 4 races. Earth ponies, Pegasus, unicorns, alicorns. The 4 races.
Yeah, there we go. The 4
but
races.
Then he's all like, no, that's not what I mean. Also, alicorns aren't a 4th race. They're a combination of all 3.
Oh my god, a pony expert.
The pony expert has entered the chat.
Oof.
Oh my god. Yeah. I don't know. There's probably a couple. I feel like there's different groups that could probably get mad at me for VillainVerse. I have like a villain who has like a literal cross on his forehead, and
upside down or
no, it's like it's up. It's just a cross. It's not upside down because his head is a tombstone, right? So the cliche there's a cross on it, right?
Yeah.
And I have another guy who is like the servant of Satan, and he has like a crown of thorns. I don't know if that's commentary on Christianity or whatnot, but I mostly just thought because, like, oh, yeah, I think the Crown of Thorns is kind of badass, and I kind of want to give it to this character, because fuck it.
Bro, it's like, what show am I thinking of? Evangelion or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
How all these critics look at all this biblical references, whatever, and I think they eventually interviewed the creator, and he was like, oh no, I thought it looked cool. Like, you can use aesthetics without having to necessarily make a comment on something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I remember I saw a meme because he was because Evangelion is like a direct reference to like one of his favorite shows, which was like Ultraman, and in Ultraman, there is like Christian imagery in Ultraman, but it's and I think that's where he got it from. It's like, oh, that looks cool. Like, I'm not a Christian, but that just looks cool. I think I'll just add that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The classic.
Classic. What was I gonna... I think I had one more thing I was gonna ask
perfect.
you.
I gotta hop off in like 10, but...
Oh, yeah, of course.
Wind it down, but this was fun, bro. I'm having a good time.
Yeah, I'm digging this. I think, I wanted to...
Give me something gritty and hard-hitting. Accuse me of being a Nazi. Let's really get into it.
100... Prove to me you're not a Nazi right now. What's the one thing that makes it clear you're not a Nazi right now?
Bro, I love banging Jewish chicks. What type of?
Yeah.
No, I'm. I love the concept of someone using that as like, dude, how can I be a Nazi if I like Abby Shapiro's tits, bro? Come on.
I do the same thing. Like, I have this meme where I'm like, white people don't exist. I've yet to see hardcore evidence that white people exist, right? Because it's kind of like, where do Italians come from? They come from Italy.
Spaghetti.
Where do French people come from? They come from France. Where do German people come from? They come from Germany. Where do white people come? Well, there's no white land, bro.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So white people just can't exist, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Preach. And also, exactly.
Bro, that sounds like white genocide, dude. That sounds you're dabbling in white genocide, bro.
No. I lost my virginity to a white girl. It's fine.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, I don't hate. Look. I've. You know how many white passing Mexicans I banged? Like, come on.
Yeah. Hey.
How could I? Exactly.
My chick's one of those. She's
nice.
Latinx, technically, I think.
Latinx, bass. It's bass. Oh yeah, I love Daph. I think Daph is great.
She's the bomb. A lot of people think she's funnier than I am, but they're wrong. But they can have their own opinion.
You guys would. I don't know if one's funnier than the other. I consider you guys like a combo meal. Like I need.
Oh yeah.
I need Zack and Daph. It rolls off the tongue.
Like peanut butter and jelly, as they say.
Exactly. Yeah. So you just tell Daph that I think she's best girl when it comes to Sissy Hypno Hour.
Yeah.
She really knocks it out of the park. I love to hear the stories of her traumatic childhood. I think it's great.
She's scratching her nuts right now.
Bass.
Bass.
Also tell her that I also grew up playing Little Big Planet.
Big Little Big Planet fan. It approves of your tastes.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great.
Oh yeah, that was the thing. I think she wanted the Afro Samurai, but her mom it was the employee, the GameStop employee. Imagine being such a bitch, bro. Would you do that shit if like a little kid came in with like a M-rated game he really wanted? I get it if it's like the guy game or something like super sexy.
Only if the kid was white, I would. But,
if the kid was white, he would do it. He said, well, "Hey, she's white passing," so that maybe he was justified.
No. It was me. It was a reincarnated me.
There we go.
But no, but she ended up liking Little Big Planet, right? Like she ended up enjoying the game, right?
You ended up liking Little Big Planet.
I love that.
Yeah, she loves it.
Yeah, like same here. I love that game too. I was out there trying to make my own little fucking levels and whatnot. Okay, I think I guess this is the final question. Final question before you gotta go. What's if you right now? What I asked this to every person I interview, but if you wanted to recommend a comic to people right now in the audience who are listening, what comic would you recommend?
You know what? I should probably be able to rip something off the top of my head from like a smaller account, and like you should check out this guy. But dude, the amount of people I've talked to recently who haven't read Calvin and Hobbes, insane.
That's so weird.
Dude, if you have not read Calvin and Hobbes and you're listening to this, and maybe you've seen one or two strips that you didn't think were funny, it's so worth just like buying one of the books and just pouring through. They're so good. So
you don't even have to like buy them. They have like all the books at every public library ever.
Oh yeah, just go grab them.
These are like the easiest books to find, right? And it's like Calvin and Hobbes does live up to the hype. If you read any YoloSwag comic, it's basically Calvin and Hobbes. Every one of them.
A little gayer.
Yeah, a little gayer. It's like Calvin. That's gonna be the tagline for your book. It's like Calvin and Hobbes, but gayer.
Like more gay. Yeah, there we go.
A little bit more gay. So it's a little bit more progressive than the original.
Only a little.
Only a little. Okay, well.
Oh, you know what? Let me add to that rec before I hop out.
Okay, cool.
Far Side. That's probably my favorite comic series, and everyone should read Far Side.
They both Calvin and Hobbes and Far Side ended in the same year.
Did they really?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I forget the year. Yeah, but yeah, they ended in the same year.
My girlfriend's trying to say I'm too white for recommending those. So, let's see. Is Boondock Saints that's a comic strip too, right? Not Boondock Saints. Boondock Saints.
White.
Yeah, all right. I'm getting ripped over here. You're whiter than I am. Sit down. Sit down.
It's not like the whitest comic here. Like you could have said Family Circus.
Oh, gee, yeah, Family Circus.
If you want to be white, you recommend Family Circus.
That or like, well, I like this one, but it's pretty white. But Foxtrot.
Oh yeah, Foxtrot.
That was a classic though. They're pretty funny.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, thanks again, Zack.
Yeah, bro. This is a blast. We'll have you on the Sissy Hypno Hour on the next episode.
Yeah, I was just about to beg you off. Once we were done, I was about to beg you to jump on.
Oh, no begging. No begging. We'll bring you on.
Yeah, because I do want to talk to you and the infamous Daphne. I'm in the comments. You see my comment section. You see my comments at the Sissy Hypno
always
hour. Yeah, exactly. I'm a fan. I love what they're doing. Right. One of these days, once I get canceled, they're gonna be like, Cheesymanfredo has connection to alt-right comic artist YoloswagStudios.
Yeah,
they're gonna bring you up. They're gonna. We're gonna get canceled together, I guess.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
together. That's bros.
Yeah, it's better to be canceled together than alone. It's less lonely.
Oh yeah.
But go follow Zack. He's on social media. It's at YoloswagStudios.
YoloswagStudios, and then some jackass took it from me on Insta, so it's Yolo_swag_studios. But you'll find me. You'll find me.
Yeah, it has the little picture of his little dog Sona on there.
Yeah.
Then watch the Sissy Hypno Hour. I swear it's good. Okay, I think it's good, but every time I recommend it to people, they're kind of like, "Wow, I don't like this," and I'm like, "What?" I think it's good.
It's a glowing review right there. It's good.
If you like Zack so far in this podcast, this is just more of that, So he brings the funny.
Good background noise. Good background.
Yeah, exactly. I listen to it when I draw.
And there's tantalizing drama stories that you can pick up on. Maybe even where Stone Toss lives might be revealed one day. Who knows?
One of these days. Me and Zack are gonna show up to his house, just like what was the name of that one guy who showed up to Boogie's house and Boogie pulled out a gun?
Frank Hassel.
Yeah, we're gonna do a big one. Stone Toss is gonna come out with a gun, and it's gonna be revealed that he was Schmorky the whole time.
Oh, there we go. I'll beg him to shoot me in the head though, so I no longer have to wrap burritos at my job.
Oh no, I gotta. I'll do it after I finish. At least I want to finish VillainVerse first, and then I could go do dangerous shit.
Then you can risk your life. There we go.
Yeah. I just need to finish VillainVerse, and then after that, okay, do it. Let's fucking go.
Hell yeah.
All right, cool. Thanks for being on. I appreciate that.
Yeah, bro, this was great. Cool. I'll talk to you later. Take care.
All right, thank you.
Swag.